Hello, this is MacPotty, continuing my run of tutorials for different games. This one is Natural Selection 2. I've been playing this quite a lot, I'm really enjoying it. So, this is just a basics tutorial. I'm not going to go into any advanced stuff, it's just playing the game. It's also New Year, so Happy New Year. Well, obviously this is why it's taken so long, because it's been Christmas and New Year and I haven't had time. But okay, so we'll first, this is the lobby. This is where you go before you select a team. You've got Marines, you've got the Aliens, Spectator and Random. We're going to start with the Marines. I'll just quickly show what Spectator looks like. We've got the three-dimensional view of a person that you follow around. There's no one here, so you obviously can't follow anyone. You've got free look, so you can just watch whatever you want, and you've got the strategic overlook, like this. Okay, it's F4 to return to this lobby here. Right, head into Marines. So, this is what the game looks like. The Marines' purpose is to construct buildings and shoot and destroy the aliens. You get a variety of weapons for that. 3. Hatchet, pistol, assault rifle is what you start with. You can see the ammo and the magazine count there. As I reload, the 4 little stripes will decrease. That's your magazine. This is explore mode, so the stuff is going to show up on the left as well. Right, so we're going to start with Commander. No, well, okay. Yeah. I'm going to have to go into Commander to build something, so just bear with me. Right, if I just plonk that down there quickly. There we go. Right.
Build structure and waypoint.
The Commander can't actually construct buildings, because if you know this game, it's a combination of first-person shooter and real-time strategy, where you build a base and, yeah, research upgrades for your units. And you've got 2 different types. You've got them... not 2 different types. Well, 2 different types of players, really. There's the one commander, who's overlooking and building everything. And you've got all the rest who are just normal Marines, who will go around to shoot things and construct the buildings. So, in order to construct the building, you've got the little outline here. Go up to it and hold E. And you get this little constructor gun that builds it.
Objective completed.
There we go. Since this is explore mode, we've got unlimited resources to build, and everything builds a lot quicker than it should. That's going to be different when you're playing a real game. So, this is now completed. It's built. I can use it. And that's pretty much what a Marine has to do. Just build these buildings, go around the map, C to open the map, go around, shoot stuff,
Build structure and
collect
waypoint.
resources, etc, etc. Right. Commando is where the fun is. Commander. Right. So in order to actually do this properly, I haven't got anyone to build. I'm going to have to get Max to build for me,
Build structure and
which is from
waypoint.
here. Robotics Factory. The Max serve as
Objective completed.
support units. They will weld, build and repair buildings and units, and they're controlled by the commander. So that's all they're for. I just need them because I can't. It's going to be annoying having to
All
keep
clear.
coming out to build and going back in. So okay. Right, these are the little Macs. You can see it here. I can control it by clicking it, as you would expect in any real-time strategy. Let's just upgrade the speed as well. You wouldn't have access to all of this straight away, but because this is explore mode, you get access to everything. And this is the best I could do. Okay, so we got the 2 Macs. Generally, for Marines, the first thing people would get is phase gates. In order to get phase gates, you need to construct an observatory. Oh no. Oh. Yeah, this is a... For some reason the Macs will bug out and they won't
Build structure
build.
and waypoint.
so I'm going to build it myself. Right. Well, that's the observatory built. The observatory will detect aliens nearby, even if they're cloaked. It's very handy to have. Right, and if we click it, we can see here all the commands that we can do for it. We can scan, so we can scan in a remote location, say up here, like that. We can see that there's nothing there. It consumes resources to scan that. Distress beacon, if you're being attacked, you click this and it summons every marine to the nearest command station, which is this big building here. This is the infantry portal. This is where marines spawn from. Armory provides health, ammo and armor to marines that go up to it to use it, and you can also unlock new weapons with it. All marine structures require power, which is this here, the power node. This can be destroyed and all the buildings will power down and not work anymore. And it can be built by marines, just going up to it using E. So let's get these research phase gates. You have to research it first, obviously. We already have access to it because it is explore mode. But with the phase gates, we can plonk one of these down. Have the Mac go build it. Got a pop up to show that it's built. Yes, he's building it, good. So that Mac's building it. While that Mac's doing that... Oh, I'll just wait for it to finish because it's almost done. There we go. So this is now built. These are teleporters for marines. They work as a link. So if I've got a phase gate here, I can have another one up here in Atrium, and just by going in there, they will instantly teleport up to here, which is the marines' pretty much only way for them to get around quickly across the map. Apart from one other thing that I'll go into later. So, symbols up here. The cubes are resources. This one in the middle is how many extractors we have, which is this building here, and how many Macs that we've got. 2 out of 5. It's 5 for every command station. So that will increase as we get more command stations. Point of extractors is they are the buildings that provide resources to your team as well as the marines. You get something like 1 every 3 seconds. 1 resource every 3 seconds per extractor. So with 3 extractors, you'll be getting 3 every 3 seconds. And that's how you gain your resources. And a portion of that will go to a marine. Not a marine, all the marines. And they can use... It's separate from the team resources. Yeah, these are team resources. And if I log out, on the bottom right there, on the bottom right here, you can see that I've got my own resources, which I can use to purchase new weapons and weapons and equipment. So a portion of the extractor resources will go into the Marines' personal resources. So this is how we get new extractors. These little icons here, this weird little circle thing, are resource points. So if we send a Mac up here, we can build an extractor just here, like that. Once that's built and the power's been supplied to this area, this will add to the resources that we're getting. So they're building that, that's good. While they're doing that, we could go over the tabs. We've got basic structures under build, advanced structures, and assist to assist people. With assist you can drop med packs, you can drop ammo packs, you can shield, you can scan, and you can drop weapons and equipment. I just dropped a shotgun, I dropped some mines, there we go. And now they're on the floor for any marine to come and pick up. These cost resources, obviously. To drop a flamethrower is 25. But there is a benefit that if a new player comes on, they start off with the default 20 resources, so they can't really buy that much if you're swimming in team resources like this, 200, which is the maximum, I can drop them a gun, I can drop them a welder, I can drop them all kinds of things to get them started. So, go build that. Come on. Get that power node up. There we go. So we got the power node. So now this is working. You can see it's gone up to 2. If we just build a phase gate here as well. Go build that phase gate. So while they're building that, I'll show you what the phase gate looks like. Just wait for them to finish it. There we go. This blue field indicates that I can teleport somewhere. So I'll just pop in, and I'm instantly out over here. And go back. The more you have, the longer it will take, because it's got to cycle through them. And I think the cycle order is in order of placement. So the one here in sub-access will always be first. One in computer lab will be second. If I build one over here in ventilation, that'll be third. And it will just cycle through. So from computer lab I'll go to ventilation, ventilation from sub-access, as such. Okay. Yeah, it's depending on how many players are on the server, it could be a good idea to get an early inventory portal. I play on servers with 16 players, so 8 each side. Like that. And you get into a queue with respawning. Oh, bollocks. Oh well. I just accidentally researched EMP. The max get an EMP attack, which is here. Depletes nearby areas of energy. Just boom, pop that. They have no energy. I've not really seen many people use that. Oh well. Right. When a bunch of marines die, they will spawn from an infantry portal, but the infantry portal can only spawn one at a time, so they'll be queued, and it can take quite a long time to get everyone respawned. So having an extra infantry portal will cut that time in half. Generally 2 is all you need, depending on the size of the server. Like 36 people, that's 13 each team. A third or even a fourth could come in handy, just to keep getting them spawned really quickly. There we go. So I've now got 2 of these. That's plenty really. For 8, it's 4 in each. And they're not all going to die at the same time. So yeah.
Research complete.
Oh fuck's sake, what did I do now? Oh, I accidentally researched shotguns. Oh, it's the bloody hotkeys. All of these have hotkeys, and I end up trying to use WASD to move the map, but it doesn't work, there's the hotkeys. Right, well I've just researched shotguns. So now, as we can see here, shotgun research by armory, on the right there. So now when I go to the armory I can buy a shotgun. There we go, I've now got a shotgun. Shotguns are slower, and have a wider spread, but they do a lot more damage. Especially if you've got decent aim, you can really kill people with this. Do some real damage. Okay. Next we'll get the arms lab, because that's all that's left here. The arms lab provides upgrades to the marines. Just let me construct that. As we can see here, you've got weapon upgrades and armor upgrades. Tiered into 3 levels. So in order to get weapon 3 I need to get weapon 1 and 2. The marine weapons do 10 extra damage for weapons 1. Yeah. Then you just click that and it will research. Generally I've seen people get armor more often, since marines die pretty quickly in this game. So we just get the armor, Start off with 30, as we can see in the bottom left here. That's armor, that's health. Once that's done, we'll get an extra 20 armor, bringing it up to 50 total. Just wait for it to finish. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. And I got 50 armor. So that's, yeah, that would just make it a bit harder for me to be killed. And obviously 10% doesn't seem like that much. But up to 30% it's pretty well enough, since the aliens don't get any damage upgrades. They get flat damage for all the classes. They can't improve it in any way. Right, so next we'll check out the sentry and sentry battery. Sentry battery provides power to sentries. Sentries attack enemy units that are within range. What I've seen people do with these, which is very clever, power nodes are generally the first target, since it will turn off all the buildings. So I've seen people use sentries to defend them, and the way they do that is I can place these sentries in this area here, but sentries have a line of vision, so they can't cover all areas all at one time. So what they do is they face it inwards, facing the battery. Oops. Face it inwards, facing the battery. Like that, just around it. And because I've done this, it's now covering the sentry battery, so if anyone tries to attack it, the sentries can shoot them. It's also defending the power node, because we've got 2, possibly 3, defending that from range of vision. I just have a Mac come and build them. So that's one sentry done. Sentries won't work unless there's a battery power there. So that's generally the first target. As you take that out, the sentries stop working. So we see these here, they rotate across their field of vision. They have unlimited ammo, so you don't need to worry about that. So these will, yeah, you can see that they're covering all angles around here. The only way they could be destroyed is if there's an enemy down here that's shooting them from afar. But that's difficult to do early game. Right. So that's that done. No, oh, Jesus Christ. This mouse is pissing me off as well. There's something wrong with it. Finally, we got the prototype lab. Just bonk that here. Get that built. Ah, of course. I'm gonna have to get out to build it myself.
Build structure and waypoint. Objective completed.
The prototype lab gives access to jetpacks, which is the secondary mode of transport for Marines, but it's not as effective as phase gates because they can't cover a huge range, and exosuits, which are big mechs with chain guns. If I just quickly show you what the jetpack is like. No, it's over here, isn't it? In building. You buy jetpacks from here, not the armory. It's this one here. I can now fly around with a jetpack, making me much, much harder to hit, but there is a fuel on the left there. I need to land for a bit to let it recharge, and then fly off again. We've got 2 types of mechs as well. We've got the single round mech, which has just got 1 minigun plus the claw, or the dual minigun. Obviously the dual minigun, just with damage per second, is the better choice. But in a tight spot you can just go with the normal exosuit, which is strong, because it's got a chain gun. I'll just show you what that's like with the dual minigun. Here we go, I am in my mech. You can see the health for it at the top there, 460. Once that's 0, I am blown up. The exo's lost and I die. These have got jetpacks as well to get over very small gaps. It hasn't got the charge of marine jetpacks. And left and right mouse button to shoot these, which is going to be very loud, so I won't do that. Alright. There. And they overheat. So it's unlimited ammo, but they overheat. So that's that. I don't think I can get out of this now, can I? No. Oh. Right, there's just one more thing to show, so I'm going to have to go to the lobby since I can't get out of the exosuit. Back to Marines. Thankfully it's all saved. I don't need to redo anything. Right. In order to get the better upgrades, not upgrades, sorry, jetpacks and exosuits, there's requirements for them. Yeah, I'll have to go over the requirements. In order to get an arms lab, you need an armory. In order to get a robotics factory, you need an upgraded armory, which is this here, advanced armory. Just click that, it gets researched, and now this is advanced armory, so you can buy grenade launchers and flamethrowers. In order to get phase gates, you need observatory with it researched. For sentry and sentry battery, you need a robotics factory. And for prototype lab, you need advanced armory and 2 command centers, which are these ones here.
Research complete.
In order to get 2 command centers, you need to go to these here. So there's one in flight control, one in crossroads, one in atrium, and one in data core. So we'll just get these max up here. Command center is this one here. You just plonk it down. Once that's built, command center is done. And then your team will be able to get jetpacks and exosuits. And there we go. And we can also set up a secondary base here. So base gates, armory, robotics lab, infantry portal, just whatever this base will need. Observatory, blah 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 blah. Essentially. Yeah. So that's a secondary base. And now your team will be able to get the jetpacks and exosuits and dual exosuit. I think the only requirement for the arms lab is a normal armory, but I'm not sure. Annoyingly, it doesn't say it on this explore mode. What explore mode needs is not having everything unlocked. But we'll just have to work around it. And that's pretty much it for the Marines. The Marines are easy. Well, not really easy. Easier to understand because you don't need it explained. You don't need to know what an observatory is. You know what an observatory is. Jetpacks, you know what that is. Sentries, everyone knows what they are. Armories, it's pretty obvious what each building does. Right. Short intermission here, and then we'll get started on the alien side. Stay tuned.